Joe Biden's in denial. He thinks Hunter's innocent, inflation's down, Kamala's brilliant, and he's up in the polls. Quote, the dismissiveness of the poor polling is sincere, not public spin. Biden has been telling anyone who will listen that he's gaining ground and is probably up on Donald Trump in their rematch from 2020. Instead of trying to turn the ship around and fix America's problems, the Biden campaign decided they have a better idea. Relaunch Kamala Harris. Again, this time as the candle-buying gal pal in leotards.
Do you like P-Funk?
I just grew up with P-Funk. I mean, let me just tell you. And I actually have been in touch with Bootsy.
Really?
Yeah.
Bootsy Collins?
Yes, Bootsy Collins, of course.
Yeah.
We had a dance troupe. We named ourselves Midnight Magic.
Midnight Magic.
So I'm the third one in.
Right here.
And we made those outfits. So we got these leotards, and then we went to the fabric store and got these and made those skirts. I used to shop in California. I had a woman-owned business and buy candles, and I love the smell of gardenia and jasmine.
Gardenia's my favorite scent.
Okay, so
yes.
when I became vice president, she created a scent for me, and that's what that is.
Nothing on inflation, crime, border. I know. What you really wanted to know was, how was her Mother's Day?
How did you celebrate your Mother's Day?
It was really lovely. I mean, all the kids called, Cole and Ella and everybody, but my niece, and then my baby nieces, and who's here, and then my goddaughter, who is also here, came for Mother's Day, and she and my husband cooked dinner for me. It was really nice. It was really nice.
So you just sat there while you were queen for a day?
Yes, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Why does the White House treat Kamala like a DEI prop and dangle her in front of audiences to win over wine moms and African Americans with windows into her silly personal life? Why would getting to know Kamala better make people more likely to vote for Biden? The American people already know Kamala, and they don't like her. We don't care what music she likes or what candles she buys. It's been years of this, and we never cared. And you know who really doesn't care about Kamala? Women. Only 36% of American women like her. Why should we take Kamala Harris seriously if all she does is like ditzy sit-downs with fangirls and talk about date nights? I'm not a fan of Hillary, but at least she was serious. She had a health care plan. She had foreign policy plans. Kamala just has plans for dinner. Hillary would never go on a talk show and blabber about candles and dance routines. Americans are actually worried about Biden's health, whether he can even make it another term. Wouldn't you want to show that Kamala can take the reins, maybe be respected? Why doesn't she want that?
We have to know that sometimes people will open the door for you and leave it open. Sometimes they won't. And then you need to kick that door down. Excuse my language.
Hamas protesters and migrants are kicking effing doors down. How about we lock some doors around here, right? What is she even talking about?
We're talking about someone who has broken glass ceilings. She's incredibly passionate, and I will leave it there. And, I could not be more proud to have her as someone that I look up to as vice president, and I think many people here would say the same.
We're so proud of Kamala for shattering. This afternoon, she did an interview with a Peruvian chef and a 13-year-old. It's no wonder the left's been desperate for years for a different black woman to swoop in and save the day.
I think that Michelle Obama would win right now if she would have run. I think that Michelle Obama would, hands down, be the next president of the United States if she would have run against Trump.
OutKick.com host Tomi Lahren. Tomi, which scent do you like? Jasmine?
I don't know. I'm not buying the Kamala candle. But I'll tell you this, Jesse. Kamala Harris has had more reinventions, more eras at this point than Taylor Swift. And each one is more cringeworthy than the last. But now she's on this little charade, this little joke where she's trying to be a gal pal. She's trying to be, I don't know, a girl boss, something like that. She's trying to show that she's funny and she can drop F-bombs and she's in with the cool kids. She's trying to make fetch happen. But, Jesse, it's not just Kamala. Let's keep in mind this whole administration is really a freak show and a reality show. You've got your Secretary of State over in Ukraine rocking out to Neil Young playing the guitar. You've got Joe Biden, who doesn't know where he's at or who he is half the time. And then you've got Kamala going on Sherri Shepherd and yucking it up about candles. I'm not sure what I'm watching, but I'd sure like to change that channel.
I mean, at least Blinkety Blink has talent. Kamala can't play a tune to save her life. Tomi, what about Michelle? You've heard Stephen A. drop the name. We've heard the name dropped. What happens in August if Biden's numbers keep dipping? Is Michelle going to take a phone call?
I don't think so. Michelle right now is living the good life. She's on yachts. She's making a lot of money. She's doing podcasts. She's having a great time. And her and Barack are probably honestly running this country as we speak. So why would they need to run for office to do that? But I'd also like to point out there's a lot of conversations about how bad it is to pit black women against one another. The old Naomi Campbell and Tyra Banks. And now the left-wing media is trying to do just that. Tisk, tisk. DEI does not like this narrative.
I'd like to run America from a yacht. That sounds better than the Oval. I might have to try that sometime. First, I have to get a yacht. We'll work on that. Tomi, thank you so much. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.